Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show with Comrade Lante Oriaki. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show with Comrade Lante Oriaki. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. Comrade Show with Comrade Lante Oriaki. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my people, wherever you are in the globe. This is the Comrade Show. To our great fans and people, apologies for starting just 7 minutes behind schedule. But as always, you are welcome to our Sunday tonic, the one we call the Comrade and Friends. Today, the 12th of September, 2021. As ever, I want to promise all of us, our viewers, our top fans, that today is going to be another great day. We've got a bumper event for all of us. We've got lots of issues to be talking about. And we've got a special guest in the house as well. We'll be letting you into all these in the next few minutes. But just before we go on, it's only proper that I bring in the Musketeers and also to introduce myself. I've been given a very important part to play today. I'm going to be anchoring the program for this Sunday. My name remains Comrade Austin Iremiran. So thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure to be here. Without further ado, I'm going to be introducing our CNC and our Musketeer to introduce themselves and to say a word or two to our great people. I'll be going to our dear Comrade Dr. Tony Agbonseraife. Please talk to our people this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Oh yes, our great people, fans of the Comrade Show. It's my pleasure to be back here again this Sunday. I join our comrade pharmacist, Austin Iremiran, to welcome you all to today's show. It's good to be here once again. A very happy Sunday to you all. Please share this broadcast both on our YouTube and on our Facebook handle. Don't eat this sumptuous, delicious meal alone. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, my brother Tony Agbons, for that wonderful introduction. You are looking absolutely sumptuous. Very good look today, my brother. Thank you so much. I will go straight to introduce the big man, the CNC, the Ogumagala of the Comrade Show. No other person but our own Comrade Lamti Ipomusa Oriaki. My brother, say hello to the people.
Thank you very much, Comrade Pharmacist Austin Iremiran. Yes, Edo people and Nigerians across the world, it's our pleasure to be here again. This is the Comrade and Friends, and I assure you it's going to be a bumper one, a good one. Please share and just share and share. Then relax and enjoy the moment. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. Just before we hit the show running, I just want a guest in the house to just do a very slight introduction, and we'll come back to her. I present to you a special mama all the way from Toronto, Nekpen Obasogie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nekpen Obasogie. I'm connected with the Comrade Show all the way from Toronto, Canada. Today, I'm here to discuss about my upcoming book launch coming up on September 25th, 2021. Thank you all, and have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you so much, Nekpen. You look absolutely take away. Toronto is beautiful, and indeed you are beautiful. You are welcome. Just before we go straight to talk about the Iwiwism, as CNC would say, I just want to also say that Edo State is a trailblazer in everything. And then remember, the month of September is unique, according to Dr. Tony Agbons. But today will not be proper without us celebrating a true Bini son who celebrated his 87th birthday yesterday, the 11th of September. I'm talking of an industrialist, a philanthropist, a gentleman, a chief, and a true Edo son. Chief Gabriel Osawaru Igbinedion, the Esama of Benin Kingdom. He was 87 yesterday. We pray that God will give him good health, both of mind and body, to see more years and to continue to do good to humanity. Most of us growing up in Edo State, especially Benin City, around those times, cannot say you haven't heard or been impacted by the good work of this gentleman, Gabriel Osawaru Igbinedion. Did I forget? He is also an educationist and a man of men. Dr. Tony Agbons, what do you have to say about our dear chief who was 57 yesterday?
My brother, Comrade Pharmacist Iremira, the Esama of Benin Kingdom, Chief Gabriel Osawao Igbinedion, is a colossus. Is an enigma. There are no adjectives to describe this angelic son of Edo State. No matter how anybody looks at it, this is a man that put our state, that put Benin Kingdom on the global map. Like you said, pharmacist, Chief Igbinedion, the Esama, is a rare gem. It's a businessman by excellence, an industrialist, a philanthropist, an astute politician, a diplomat. He's royalty personified. He carries himself with dignity, with mere flair. I'm running short of adjectives to describe him. And I want to join you. I want to wish him many more years, many more years, good health, as he continues to add value to humanity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. I often call you Doctor of Letters. I know adjective will not run away from you. But again, describing a man of this caliber, there's so much to say about him. I go straight to Comrade Obasogie. Can you say a thing or two about this great enigma, Chief Gabriel Osawaru Igbinedion?
The truth is, what really can you say, about Isama of Benin? Just like Comrade Dr. Agbon said, you will run out of adjective. And this man is the pride of Benin Kingdom. Is a national pride. Is an embodiment of glory himself. He's done so much to bring attention to Benin Kingdom, to Edo State, to the south of Nigeria, to the entire Nigerian state. He's made us as a people relevant. He's just, all we can do is to pray that God grants him longevity beyond human imagination. Because the Esama of Benin Kingdom, we probably will not have enough adjective to describe him as a person, and of course what God has used him to do as far as the Benin Kingdom is concerned. So if you look at it, he's an exemplary personality. He's a colossus. He's what really can you say? So From the Comrade Show, we want to say a very happy birthday to the Esama of Benin Kingdom, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Usawao Igbinedion. Long may you reign. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamptey, for that. And just to inform our people, this man has grown from a very small beginning to the position where he is now. Although we haven't prepared any proper write-up for him, I dare say he started as a young police officer and he grew till he left the police force and delved into business. And today, the others are story. He is also the father of one-time governor of Edo State. So that it will not just be all men affairs. We are lucky to have Nekpen with us today. Just before we start with her, we just want her to say a thing or two about this big colossal of a man.
Yeah, you guys have said it all. What's left? I think Comrade Lamptey has said a lot, and my brother Dr. Agbon Sasue has said a lot about him. Yes, the Esama of Benin is an illustrious son of the great Benin Kingdom, and we appreciate his immense contribution to the greatness of Benin Kingdom. And I'm joining all my fellow Edo people across the globe to wish him a very happy birthday. All his children, his grandchildren, everybody are all celebrating with him today. Happy birthday, Daddy. We are proud of you.
Thank you so much, Nekpen Obasogie, for that. We want to, on behalf of the Comrade Show, extend our congratulatory message to the family of the Igbinedions and to pray that Chief will continue to live long, continue to do well for humanity, and above all, may God grant him good health, both of mind and body, and sweet longevity.
Amen.
We'll keep that there now and go straight to the proper event of today. Like I informed our viewers, we have a big elephant in the house. We have a woman. You know, whenever women go out, they go with some degree of valor, with some air, and some powerfulness. Nekpen Obasogie is not new to most Edo people and even the social media, but she's taking a good work for Edo State to another level. I'm going to call on her to introduce herself, but I just want to let us know that she's written a very powerful book that will be launched on the 25th of September 2021, and it's going to be a virtual event. So I want to appeal to all our guests, all our viewers, if you have time, it will be good to log in to be part of that great book launch. Nekpen Obasogie is the CEO of Naval TV all the way in Toronto, Canada. And she's added another feather. She's become an author. She's the author of this great book, Great Benin, the Archaiza of Post-Colonial Culture and its relationship with the European since 14,000 AD, after the death of Christ. So we felt it would be good for Nekpen to come on show today to talk about herself and to tell us why this book. So on this note, I have this very singular honor to say, Nekpen Obasogie, meet the Comrade Show and the people. Who are you? Let us know you.
Okay. All right. My name is Nekpen Obasogie, and I'm from the Great Benin Kingdom. I have this value for my culture. I've been promoting the Benin culture in the diaspora, both in Nigeria and in the diaspora, because of my upbringing. I was brought up in a cultural-oriented environment in Benin Kingdom, especially during the 80s. So that has resonated with me throughout my journey to the Western world. And when you look at Naval TV today, I'm the founder of Naval TV. The origin of Naval TV came from Benin Kingdom, because my first very show was based on the history of Benin. So yeah, I have been promoting the culture because of this enthusiasm I have for Benin culture. And moreover, Benin history, Benin culture is one of the richest cultures in the whole world. I keep saying it. So these are some of the motivation behind this book that led me to write this book titled Great Benin, the Alcazar of Post-Colonial Culture and its relationship with the Europeans since 1400 AD. So this book talks about the relationship between the Europeans right from the late 15th century to the 21st century, I would say, because I also discuss about what happened lately in Benin Kingdom between the Benin Kingdom and the Europeans. So yeah, that's pretty much about this book. And I also discuss about my lived experiences in Benin Kingdom, given that the female, in Benin, we cannot deny the fact that Benin is a patriarchy society. So I also discuss about my experience, how I was being excluded because I'm a female from getting education when I was growing up. So I tie everything with the colonial experience, the Europeans, some of the systems that they brought to Benin Kingdom, the acculturation, colonial violence, the paradox of race. There are many themes in this book. It's a very interesting book, honestly. I'm encouraging everyone to endorse this book. I think 100 years from now, our grandchildren will find this book important and interesting.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Nekpe. I can see you are truly your royalty and you preach the culture. Look at the beautiful stuff just behind you so I can see the background. God bless you for the wonderful work you're doing. I think after this program, I will be discussing with you on how I can get a copy. But without further ado, I want to call on my other comrade musketeers. I know that we have one or two questions for you about the book. So I'll go straight to Comrade Dr. Tony Adbons.
Yes, our big sister, Nekpen Obasogie. I call you one of the cultural ambassadors of our great state, Edo. I have been following your program on Nebo TV in Canada, and I see your passion, your love for everything Edo State, not just the Benin speaking, even up to the Esan, the Afemai. You go the extra mile, and you've done a lot. It is good sometimes to tell people what they are doing. As an educationist myself, I know I've asked you this question. I said, how many pages this book? And you said it is over 270 pages.
Wow.
I give you hand. Na person you be. It is not easy to write 3 pages. Talk less of, despite your busy schedule over there, you have written over 270 pages of a book. If we can flash that graphics again, so that people begin to know. Our life as a people has been reduced just to only doing election. No other thing, politics. So every other thing has slowed down. So Nekpen, the question I want to ask you is this. Why did you decide to write this book? What was your conviction?
Oh, yes. This book is something I've been contemplating since when I was very young, when I was in my teenage years. That's why some of the stories in this book, even my siblings, they were saying, how come you remember all these things that happened when we were young? I remembered everything because it's something I have been contemplating on doing. So in my brain, I recorded all these things that happened when I was young. So like your question says, what motivated me to write this book? Yes. So when I was about to write this book about myself, I realized that this book will be incomplete if I don't incorporate the roots, the origin of Western education in Benin. So has led me to do more research. As I continue to research about the roots of Western education in Benin City, I realized that Benin actually has this big history with the Europeans for more than 400 years. You know, in most in secondary schools in Nigeria, they don't teach us all that much about the history of deep history of Benin like that. I was so surprised. Wow, so the Europeans have been coming to Benin since late 15th century. So as I continued to research about it, then it became more, you know, obvious that, oh, okay, this history is just too interesting. So I expanded my research to write about the relationship between the Europeans and the Benin Kingdom, while I also, you know, incorporated my personal story, my experience with some of the systems that were introduced to the Benin Kingdom. So I tie everything together. At the beginning of the book, you see that it was little Nekpen Obasogie narrating her experience in Benin Kingdom when she was growing up in the late, let's say, late 70s to early 80s. So that is what I did with this book. So at the beginning, it was about me writing about my childhood experience, how I was excluded because I'm a female. Benin Kingdom is a patriarchal society, like what I also claim in the book, that we cannot deny the fact that Benin is a patriarchal society because the scars, you know, of the exclusion and denigration of female in Benin Kingdom is something I still carry with me today. So that is what really motivated me to write about Benin Kingdom and the relationship between the Benin Kingdom and the Europeans for more than 400 years. Yes.
Thank you so much, Nekpe. Tony Abbas, do you have more questions for her, or you want me to?
I have. You can go to my other musketeer. I will come back to Nekpen again later.
Okay. Comrade Lamte, Nekpe has told us that this book is an embodiment of her life, her growing up, and things around her. She's also taking a swipe into our huge cultural heritage and our relationship outside. What's your question for this beautiful lady at the book?
First, I just want to start by commending Nekpen Obasogie for this effort. It's huge, you know. Intellectual effort like this should be applauded and supported, you know. And I've had a conversation with her, and I'm glad too that she's honestly getting support. I mean, at least she told me that herself from Edo people majorly, you know, around, and I'm glad to, you know, to share that publicly. But Nekpen, looking at the story, you know, and itself. When you were writing this book, what were you looking to achieve with this book?
Oh, yes, that's a very good question. This question, has many dimensions. Look, me, I don't know how to describe myself. I'm the kind of a person, I can just wake up today in the morning and say, okay, this is what I want to do today. You understand? So I don't even think about the economic impact of whatever I'm planning to do. I just continue to do it. Along the way, I will realize that, oh, this thing that I just started, like play, like what we used to say in Nigeria, play, all night starter. So it will turn to something that many people, intellectuals, many people will be embracing. So the same thing I did with my magazine. I woke up one day, I just called my editor. I said, you know what, you know how to design magazine? He said, yes. I said, can you please just do a sample and send it to me? So that is how I do my things. I don't think about what is going to be the prospect of what I'm doing. I just continue to do it. So yes, this book is something that, like what I said earlier, I have been contemplating on writing a book based on my childhood experience, and that's what gave birth to this book. And when I was writing it, I sent it to some editors. One editor, the first editor I sent it to, said, Nekpen, wait a minute. This book is actually 2 books. This book is not only 1 book because the story is too much. So we have to share this book into 2 parts right now. So we remove some of the content from this Alcazar of post-colonial culture. So right now I have another book I'm waiting for my audience, honestly. After this one, by next year, we're going to publish the second version of the book. So I was just writing. I was just writing and writing. I realized that at the end of the day, I end up writing almost 400 pages of book. So my editors, they say, no, this is not working like this. You wrote too much stuff. What is all this? So we have to divide the book into 2 parts. So I have the second one coming up next year. This one, I have to build on it and ensure that the argument is coherent with my personal experience growing up in Benin Kingdom. Honestly, I was just writing. I don't know what I'm going to achieve. But as time progresses, I saw that, okay, this book is very attractive to intellectuals. And then some schools are interested in the book right now. So my last editor, she's going to be a part of the launching. She's a white woman and she's very, oh my God, she's wonderful. She's like a blessing to this book. I'm telling you, she's a blessing. When I sent the final copy to her, she read the book, she called me back. She said, wow, I've never seen anything so interesting like this. So there's a culture called Benin, you understand? Many people really don't, mostly in the West, and they don't so much. We are not propagating our culture enough. You understand? That is the right word. We are not propagating our culture to the Western world enough. Benin has a very rich culture. So she was amazed with what she saw. So she told me, you know what, this is a textbook. That was the first thing she told me. She said, this is a textbook, because she's a teacher as well. So she said, no, we have to make this book a textbook. So we have to start restructuring the book to meet the requirements and the standard of the school system. So she did a lot to structure the book and did a lot of things around the book. So during that process, we end up changing the cover. If you notice that the first cover is different from the second one. So she said we have to change the cover, even the title, we have to, shift things around a little bit, just change things around. So right now, this book, for me, I would say is very important for the school system. Many schools are interested. If you see the flyers I've created for my guests who are planning to attend this launching, many professors, I have a couple of professors. I even have one professor here at York University who's going to do a review of one of the chapters. So yes, that is what happened to me. Honestly, I keep doing things. Sometimes I don't even think about the prospect of what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I'm always almost right. I'm not right in everything, but I can see that in most cases, I end up being successful with what I started at the beginning. So yeah. Thank you, Comrade, for that question.
That's good. Thank you so much, Nekpen. Comrade Lamte, do you have more questions for her?
Oh, yes. Just a follow-up, just before Dr. Agbons may come in. Nekpen, I mean, you've talked quite much about your experience while growing up and all of that. Just not to send the I don't know, maybe wrong signals and all of that. Do you want to share a bit of that experience you're talking about?
Oh, I think people need to read the book. People need to read the book. Okay. Read the book. Because this book, I have the synopsis. Oh, I would have sent you the synopsis. I put the synopsis of the book in my magazine. I think I have to share the copy so you say it. So it's 2 parts. The book was divided into 2 parts. The first one talks about me narrating my experience growing up in Benin Kingdom, folk tales. At that time, you remember in the village, sitting down in the evening with the elders telling folk tales, how the story of the white people and the Oba of Benin would come into play and all that at the beginning. So then I went into describing the relationship between the Europeans for more than 400 years. Then I narrow it down. The second part of the book talks about my personal experience. But when I was also doing that, I ensured that I tie the colonial experience, the Europeans, the system that they brought to Benin Kingdom, and the rich Benin culture, our cultural heritage, how these 3 things work together to define the trajectory of my life today. They said, you came from somewhere. Nobody just, like what we say in Nigeria, you didn't fall from heaven. You understand? You came from somewhere. So my experience coming from a rich cultural background, how the Europeans also contributed to the development of Benin. Some of the system brought to Benin acculturation. One thing I realized about some scholars, they always blame the Europeans for everything, that they imposed their system, their religion, their tradition, their value system on us. I would disagree. I would agree to a certain extent. However, there are some other things that we embraced, like clothing, for instance. You understand? Through acculturation, the Europeans introduced clothing, bringing different materials from Europe that were, beneficial to the Benin Kingdom. So can we say they imposed their clothing system on us? There are many things that they brought to us that were beneficial, that helps to, enhance the development in Benin Kingdom at that time. So I disagree with the fact that they imposed everything on us. That is why I came with that idea of acculturation to depict what happened to the Europeans and the Benin Kingdom during the early contacts.
That's true. Yeah, Dr. Tony Agbons, you.
Yes, in fact, I've been itching to ask my second question to this very eloquent and cerebral Edo woman. I almost like calling you Professor Nekpen Obasogie now, because I'm just amazed. I do a lot of writing, and I know how difficult it is. It's very easy to talk, but writing is an art. It is a skill. So congratulations, madam, on this big book. And I must tell you that we are looking forward to seeing the second part of the book next year. Now, the launching of this book is on the 25th of September. Because of the pandemic situation, of course, it's going to be virtual. But I want to ask you two questions. Is it that you are an historian? Because some of our audience are already asking questions. So I'm asking that on behalf of, is it that you are an historian? If not, what is your background? What is your professional background? That is number one. Then number two, it is often said that if you want to hide something from Africans, write it in a book, because, to be honest, most times we don't read. We don't read. We don't read at all. So despite this, why is it that you still went ahead, writing this book? What are you sure we are going to read this? That I will read this book if I buy it on Amazon, or if I buy a hard copy like this, I will read it. So what is your take on these two questions I've asked?
Okay. Yeah, the first one is that what is my professional background here in Canada? I'm a social worker, a registered social worker. In 2019, I graduated with Masters of Social Work at York University here in Toronto. So I'm a licensed social worker. I'm working right now. I'm currently working. I'm also doing my social activities, my book launching, writing books, and my Nebo TV. I'm doing a lot. That is why I'm always busy. You understand? So I'm a social worker by profession. So this history, I never studied history in school. It's something like what I said earlier. It's something that originated from my love for the Benin history and culture. We have a very rich culture. So I'm not a history student, or I've never taken history class before. Yeah.
Thank you.
Your second question, let me quickly, the second question says, if I think people are going to read this book.
Yes.
Look, to be honest, this book, like what I said earlier, that I'm looking forward to 100 years from now, our great-great-grandchildren will find this book very interesting when doing research. You understand? Some of the books I referenced for my book, some of the resources they brought some from Nigeria for me, were written in the 19th century. These books were written in the 19th century. So I still find them very, very important and useful in modern day. So the same thing, I'm expecting our children in 100 years from now, our great-great-grandchildren, to be exploring this book. I think they will find this book very important.
Thank you, Nekpen. Very,
Thank
very
you.
brilliant answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister Nekpen Obasogie. I just want to come to Comrade before I round up. Do you have any more questions for our dear sister?
Not at all, but commendation, because contribution to knowledge, in fact, it's good in itself, because what she has done is a documentation of history, and this is huge contribution to knowledge. And I just want to say, Nekmen, well done. Thank you so very much for your efforts, and may you continue in this trajectory. And we need to, time was when our own history was documented in our oral traditions, stories, and all of that. And, as time, you know, uh, went on, some of these history, some of these, oral traditions became mutilated. And so today, we are having very serious arguments today on very many fronts. The Yoruba people are telling us that they are the ones who sent us an Oba. We are saying that it's our Oba that we sent there, that whose son came back and all of that. Suppose we had, the knowledge of, what's it called, written documentation of history at the time. Some of this will have been, written down. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if life had been quite advanced, so I imagine that years to come, the life we live today, okay, we will not argue too much about it, because a lot of what is happening today is already being documented in the books with evidence and all of that. So there will be much argument 100 years from now about today, as we have so much argument right now about 200, 300 years, 400 years, 1,000 years ago. So I would really say that everybody is contributing towards documenting, history, events, and all of those things. Okay, they are all, working the work that God has actually designed for man to walk, so that we'll have a beautiful world, going forward. Thank you very much, Nekmen. May God bless your efforts.
Thank you, Comrade. I just quickly, I want to say something about what Comrade just said. This book is not only about documenting history. It's a combination of both documenting the history and also doing critical analysis of the history. So most of the books that were written by our historians, Benin historians, were about just writing the history down. You understand? Just write it down according to exactly how it happens. Yes, I did the same thing. After that, I ensure that I do critical. When you read this book, you understand that yes, this book was written, in a certain way, because I've been in the school system here in Canada for many years. I spent 7 years in the university here. I've written a couple of essays upon essays, because when you are in Canada, you're in the university in Canada here, they will bombard you with essays. So I've written so many essays, social science students. So this book was an opportunity for me to apply my experience into my book. This time I'm taking over my own book, writing from my brain, from my own perspective, you understand? And this book is based on the indigenous knowledge perspective, an indigenous person writing about their own history, you understand? Unlike those days whereby the Europeans were writing books based on our history. So I'm taking over my own history right now. So I use this book to counter some arguments or controversies, fallacies about Benin history, what people were saying about Benin history. I did a lot of interviews, like someone like Ebohon. I've called Ebohon so many times. When you read this book, you see that there are a lot of Ebohons that work in the book. Victor Waifo, a lot of Benin historians contributed. The Institute of Benin Studies. The Institute of Benin Studies did a lot, you understand, to ensure that this book really gained what it is today. I would like to thank Godfrey, who did the fact checking. So we spent hours and hours for almost 1 month doing fact checking to ensure that I don't distort the history of the Benin people. I was treating the history like something that is very fragile, you understand? So that is what I did. I will ensure that every quote in this book is checked by the Institute of Benin Study. You understand? That's what I did. So that's why it took us a lot of time, months and months, to edit this book. So I hope you guys are going to get the the best history book coming from the daughter of the ancient Benin Kingdom. Yes, this book, I'm never so proud of my work like this book, Great Benin, the Alcazar of post-colonial culture, and its relationship with the Europeans since 1400 AD. Read this book, you understand what I'm talking about.
Wow. From you just talking, the way you are smiling, I can see the natural flair and it's really organic. I want to say thank you so much. I know if I leave you, you continue to talk a lot about the book. I'll be asking one question, and I would just want you to, while answering that question, to give your final shot before we wrap up this segment. I know you are busy, you'll be leaving us very soon. But the question I just want to ask, I know the book will be launched on the 25th of September virtually. For those people that may not be there, that want this book in different parts of the world, how will they get it? How can they get it? Is it on hard copy? Can they get it virtually? Can you just speak to that while you wrap up everything today?
This book will be available on Amazon maybe 3 days from now. It's going to be on Amazon. So we are working on putting the book on Amazon now. Even this morning, that's what we are working on. So I would just say 3-4 days maximum, the book will be on Amazon. And the hard copies will be available in Benin City as well before the launching day. We'll take it from there. You understand? This is the first launching. I'm looking at launching this book from now to February next year, because we have the Black History Month. I'm planning to bring this book to a limelight during the Black History Month in North America, so that I have some African Americans, some of my friends in the US, so they are also supporting the book. Some of them just want to learn about the history of Africa, their history. So this book I want to incorporate into the Black History Month as well. So the launching will continue from now to February next year. Yes.
Thank you so much, Nekpen Obasogie, founder and owner of Nebo TV, editor of this great book, which will be launched on the 25th of September 2021 virtually. It's been a pleasure having you. I want to appeal to all our viewers, please try as much as possible to support one of our own, a true daughter of the great Benin Kingdom, and a Edo woman, true and true. The books will be available shortly in Amazon, and some will be in our bookstores in Benin City. If you want any question on how you can get it, you can reach the Comrade Show or link directly with Nekpen Obasogie. On behalf of the Comrade Show, we want to congratulate you for this epic history that you are making. I hope and pray that this book will set another page for history, for research, for children yet unborn, because you have kept that history, which you so much cherish, ongoing. May God bless you, all your time, your energy, give you resources, and above all, this book will be a turning point for our history being written by somebody who passed through it. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best. If we have any cause to reach you again or bring you before the book launch, we'll try to do that. But thank you so much, and I appeal to all our viewers to make sure we seize this opportunity to appreciate our sister by getting the book. It is a must for our own diary. Thank you so much.
We'll see. Thank you.
God bless. God bless.
Thank you, Nekpen. Thank you for being on our show today. Thank you.
Dr. Agbon, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Comrade, we scheduled this launching for October 9. So we're going to do another launching. After this one, the next one is going to be October 9 with Comrade Lamte Oriahe. So he's going to be the host. So we are looking forward to hold this book the second time. So it's going to be based on Europe, Nigeria, some other countries. Yeah. So that's my plan.
Fantastic. I'm so happy this happening in the year where Edo State is 30. So the Comrade Show will be hosting again. Thank you so much, my sister Nekpen. Our viewers, please, let's not allow this opportunity go. Let us support our own and push Edo again to the world. Thank you so much. Without further ado, we have other issues that we want to talk about. We are going a bit national now, and I will call on my brother Dr. Tony Agbons to lead us through the next item on our agenda today.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I leave?
Yes, yeah, thank you, Nekpen. Yeah, you can leave. Yeah, thank you, Comrade Pharmacist Iremiran, for your beautiful anchoring of this program so far. The issue that I want us to look at now is a national issue, like you've mentioned, Pharmacist Iremiran, and it's got to do with, first of all, the location of the Nigerian Navy base in Kano. This issue has been trending in the last 1 week. For people may not know that all over the world you have naval bases being set up in places where there are large masses of water, ocean, and big rivers and all that. So there's been this debate in the last 1 week now when it was announced that the Nigerian Navy is going to have a base in Kano. So, Comrade Lamte, I will start with you. What is your initial reaction to this?
My brother, if you observe, for a very long time, I've not been privately. I've not been discussing, national issues on this platform. The reason is because it's now more than evident that Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a joke. The people who govern this nation, they are just taking us for granted every step of the way, and it's further underscored the point and the argument being made that our brothers in the north, the northerners, particularly those of the Fulani descent who are leading the Nigerian state, who are piloting the affairs of the Nigerian state, they have an agenda that does not hold the interest of the ordinary Nigerian, particularly those of the Southern Divide. And the interest is to ensure that everything about Nigeria is northernized, so that when they take away the power, from the south, it will not be easier to just colonize, the southerners, and this is the torso. And unfortunately, the people who say they are leaders from the south, they are not seeing this. They are betraying themselves and they are acting stupid. Without due respect, that I'm using words like this. How can it be that in a country, people who call themselves a country, a policy will come where a government will say the natural place where a particular office should be, or a department, or a company, whatever, okay, they will take it from there and go and put it where it is not needed. This is a base that is going to provide training for Nigeria, naval students and all of that. A base that is going to provide administrative, practical, and so many other things. Now you are taking it to a desert ground where this is supposed to be inside the river, as it were, with nearness to the basic material that those who are, in training need, which is water. The reason why it is so frustrating, it is that from the very beginning, these northerners, they've had all of these things planned out, and they started a long time ago. Are you aware that the refineries we have, they're in the south, where we get the oil? Are you aware there are pipelines taking with so much amount of money from the Niger Delta, taking down to the heart of the north, to Nasarawa State and some of those other places where they are knowing that we spent billions laying those pipelines to ensure that these natural resources coming from the Niger Delta, okay, is going straight. And that is why some of them will come out and say the oil of the Niger Delta belongs to the North. And again, while all of these policies were put in place and they were executing them, nobody said this is wrong. Imagine the multi-billions, more than $12 billion that was used to lay those pipelines at the time. Imagine that money was spent on some other infrastructure developments in Nigeria, what Nigeria would have been like. I mean, if honesty is being put in place. So there is a clear-cut agenda here. Unfortunately, those of us in the north, I mean in the south, we are not seeing beyond our nose. That is why it's even frustrating. That small thing as as governors coming together to take any decision to, I mean, it's being a matter of to your to Israel. And these guys are doing it very well. I don't blame them. We have those who are supposed to be the custodian of our own, this thing. Now, how can we blame them? How can we blame them when we have those who are supposed to be who are the authorities in the South, who are supposed to equally protect the interest of the South? Now they just announced they're executing, they are doing whatever they are doing. There is no outcry that this is wrong. There is no rejection. Everybody's just okay. My brother, it's an aberration, and it's almost amounted to a clear waste of time. That that's the truth.
Thank you, my brother. I think let's check our Facebook handle. There was a slight interruption there. We'll just check that one technically. Yes, there is, according to you, there is a plan or a grand design to northernize the entire country, especially by the Fulani tribe in Nigeria. So I'm going to come to you now, Pharmacist Remira. A naval base in Kano. We live in the UK here, and we know that the UK has naval bases in Portsmouth, in Clyde, and in Davenport. In the US, if you go to San Diego, North Island, Lemoore, Coronado, and some other places, you find their naval bases. And apart from training, which Comrade Lamte mentioned now, naval bases, these military ships, they bet there. That is like the way we park our cars. You park the ship for there. So people are not asking, so this naval base now, where they want park ship there? Where? The truth of the matter is this, because for the sake of our viewers, there are two small rivers in Kano. You cannot even park a boat in those rivers. They are very small. So what actually is the sense behind this naval base in Kano? Pharmacist, what is your take, my brother?
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. I don't even want to accentuate more on the conclusion of Comrade Lamte Oraki, just talking about even the grand plan by the North to cause lots of problems in Nigeria. I don't even want to think about that. I just want to look at it from somewhere different. Just in terms of economy. I remember, is it in agriculture or in economy, they tell you nearness to market of your
natural resources.
So if we think about it, just in terms of economy, does it make sense to have a naval base in a place that is hitherto a dry land? It's only normal that such things should be around the waterways. So, sometimes when you are driven by a perceived ambition, you become so confused and you begin to do things that are naturally not real. That's how we waste our resources. Why did NNPC find its way to be in the north as well? And that is repeating itself again. Especially, my brother Tony, in this moment where there is a serious contestation for land for grazing. That huge hectare of land that has been given for this in Kano State would not have been proper if it was used for ranching, to have more money. And if you are going to put a naval base in any of the states with huge waterways, you don't use so much of land. It has become the story of our country. Our intentions are misplaced. At best, they are tribalistic. So there is.
I don't think they are misplaced. There's a deliberate orchestration. It's not misplaced. They're not committing error.
Well, I'm only trying to be nationalistic here. That's why I said it is misplaced, because you have emphasized that for the umpteenth time. People have made reports about it. I just want to give another aspect to it. It's wrong what we continue to do back home in our country. We put round holes in square pegs and put square pegs in round holes without really doing the right thing. Obviously, it should and supposed to be in areas where you have waterways. The painful aspect is these things are not even legislated for. If they are, one would ask yourself, how did they pass through our state national assemblies to just get through there? Aren't we thinking and speaking truth to what is supposed to be done and the right thing? And the only conclusion, like you said, is just to emphasize that there's a grand plan for finalization of the Nigerian state. But I dare say this will not be possible. And to answer your question, Tony, it is wrong. Naval bases should be in waterways, not in dry land.
Thank you, my brother, the pharmacist, and Comrade Lante, for your very erudite, discussion on this topic. To be honest, it's quite laughable. As a researcher myself, I've done series of research on the siting of, naval bases in places like Kano. And if I want to talk about the result and outcome of those research, we will not live here today. So, but the truth of the matter is that, like we say in Benin language, so if your coal that you're using to roast your corn, if it doesn't have a backup, you're not going to succeed in roasting your corn properly. Absolutely. So the southern political elite, they are also complicit in this matter, because this is how Kaduna, that has no oil, billions of naira dollars was spent in Nigeria to transport oil from Port Harcourt, from Warri refinery to Kaduna. A refinery was built in Kaduna years ago, and there's no oil there. And like you said, Austin, from the economics we did in secondary school, there's what we call factors affecting the localization of industries. I still remember it in economics in secondary school. So that's why you have like cement company in places like I've forgotten this place in Ogun State now. Because there are deposits of cement there, even in Okwila, like in Edo State as well. So industries are cited based on what is found there. So there's really no justification for what is doing. But like one of our viewers have put on the chat here, he has said that the reason they are doing this is to make sure that they have more recruits for the Navy, because I think when you compare the number of Northerners in the Nigerian Army and then the Nigerian Air Force, it's only the Navy that their numbers seem to be low. So I believe what I think the name of that our viewer is Reclaim Greatness. He said it's for them to have more recruits in the Navy. So it is nepotistic, and it is part of their agenda, and a lot of our southern political elite, because they want power in 2023, whatever the northern elite are doing now, they're just clapping for them and going with them. It is such a shame. But however, having said this, because of time, I want to quickly tie up another issue to this naval base. Is the issue of value-added tax. In the last few days, we be inundated with the news of the High Court judgment that was granted in favor of the Rivers State government to be able to collect VAT on products within Rivers State and use that money directly for Rivers people. So they won that case against the federal government agency responsible for tax collection, which is the Federal Inland Revenue Service. So Rivers State won that, and the Rivers State government has set up some committees and all that to start collecting it. But however, a twist in the tale came up on Friday. The FROS, the agency of government responsible for tax collection in Nigeria, have gone to the appeal court because the initial judgment for Rivers was from a high court. So they've gone to the appeal court, and the appeal court have asked that all parties to the suit stay execution. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying what I've read. So now there's this, and Lagos State have just passed a bill following what Rivers, after the Rivers court victory, that they want to be collecting, by that law, be collecting their own VAT, value-added tax, for Lagos and be using it for Lagos State. So I'm going to start with you now, Comrade Lamte Igbinedion. How you see this matter of VAT? Is this how we are not going to restructure Nigeria? Is this going to lead to, through the backyard, that this country will now eventually be restructured?
You know, they say that, back then when we were in school, you hear them commonly say, I don't actually know to whose credit this statement goes. They say when violent change, when peaceful change proves difficult, violent change becomes inevitable.
Yeah.
For so many things now, on so many fronts, as far as Nigeria is concerned, the state, the component parts are beginning to take, drive some autonomy. Now, if you look at this issue of porous vigilante that states are beginning to are forming right now, it is purely unconstitutional if we want to go by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because, look at Amotekun, for instance. Amotekun is wearing an outlook of a state police. They have uniforms, they have arms, they have administration, they have training grounds, they have vehicles, they have everything that a police require. Yet the law does not provide for state police. And this is why people advocating for restructuring are advocating for restructuring. Now, this issue of VAT is another matter that I hope that Rivers State succeed in it. I hope that Lagos State, we get it going without any of this thing. Believe me, it's going to be, and again, we can reveal a lot of things. Okay? We can reveal a lot of things concerning this VAT. Wike talked about how much Rivers State is remitting to the federal government of Nigeria and how much the federal government is giving back to, you understand what I'm saying, the states. At the end of the day, Rivers is paying so much to the federal government, while states like Kaduna are paying zero. See the same VAT matter. The northern states are not paying anything. It's just like the same imbalance we have with what's it called, university admission, procedures and all of that, where they will put cutoff mark for certain states to be 200 over 400, 240 over 400, depending on the course you want to study. Meanwhile, somebody who's looking for 240, over 400 in JAM to study medicine in University of Benin, okay, would probably just need less than 100, 80 to 90 over 400 in place like Kano and Zamfara to study the same medicine, and they are both going to graduate as doctors. So, common entrance to secondary school, our own will be very high because they say when we are competitive, this thing. Meanwhile, what is the problem? The only problem here is they want to ensure that they do everything, okay, to make us, the Satanás, sustain Nigeria with their blood and make the Northerners, enjoy the proceeds of the Nigeria. So the ojoro in the matter is too much. Sometimes the advocacy for one Nigeria, even under restructuring itself, is difficult because when you look at it, relationship-wise, we do not have a common history with the people from the north. The great Benin Kingdom, okay, encompasses almost everybody in the south. There's been a relationship, either by way of trade or by way of this or by that or by that. We never had a relationship. So if you saw this marriage of this Nigerian state is a useless marriage that needs to be reviewed, revisited, and let every option be on the table. If restructuring is going to work with better understanding, okay. If not, it is probably most likely that everybody going their separate ways may be a better option, because some of these people are already related. Look at the issue we're having right now. Nigerians are dying. Right now, Nigeria is one of the 10 most dangerous countries in the world to live. Why? Because we have a government and a hegemony, okay, led by the current Muhammadu Buhari, allowing terrorists and killers to come into the country, kill Nigerians at will, hide in our bushes, destroy our farmlands. Our parents can no longer go to farms, and yet there is no single person that has been convicted of any of these crimes or even prosecuted. None. And yet, in this same country, somebody like Shehu Gomi will come out and advocate for a federal ministry of Fulani herdsmen and advocate that the killers and the bandits should be granted amnesty, and advocate and tell Nigerians that these guys will keep on killing and nothing will happen, and he will not be arrested. He will not be invited by DSS and nothing will happen in this same country. And people are saying we should be patriotic and preach one Nigeria. My brother, looking at all of these indices and all the signs on the ground, the best thing to be preaching right now is not even restructuring to your turn to Israel. Let everybody, we of the great Benin Kingdom movement, should begin to call our brothers the Equaries, everybody together. Because the way this country is going, even restructuring, my brother, will not work. Because at the end of the day, people like Imo State Governor, a total sellout, and I say it on air, with people like that, so many of them around the country, how can we even get a workable restructuring? We can't get it. And so the Wikis have seen this situation, and they know that, okay, as it be, let us begin to what's it called, take over our economy. So the VAT matter is a welcome development. And I want to encourage that every other state in the South should embrace it. Let the Southern Governors Forum meet and decide that all Southern states should quickly take over their VAT. It's very important. By the time we move from there, we should move on. Let us block the pipeline that is going to the north. You understand what I'm saying now? Let everyone. We used to have granite in the north. Let them continue with granite and continue with what they are used to, and let us, because economic independence to the component parts will bring a lot of sense into this country. Ojoro not go too much again, and I think that is what the drive is. I support it, and I think that every arm of government of the Southern Divide should support the move.
Thank you very much, Comrade Lamptey, for your very strong views on the VAT matter. So very briefly, I know the comrade have taken quite a lot, because we still have some other issues. Pharmacist Remira, what is your own, take on the value-added tax matter? Because this is it's an ongoing national issue, and we have to talk about it on this show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. I remember when we used to grow up, there's this music or song, on the march again, on the march again. I think we are on the march. Like Comrade said, ultimately, if things are not brought under control, we might see the eventual probably breakdown of our country. But I think just before that will happen, there is a step which we have been talking about, and that is restructuring. Tacitly or untacitly, unknown or known, it is beginning to crop in. And this present government has further made it to come to reality because of the disservice and poor governance that they've been giving to the country. So everybody is turning towards that. I see the current VAT issue as another step towards saying to everybody, restructuring is the way. Remember, we talked about this before. The center in the country holds too much, and that is impinging on growth. Normally, the federating states should contribute to the center. So in this case, like the VAT, we should collect the VAT from the states and then remit a certain percentage to the center. But you can see that the center knows the value and how much they hold. That is why even when Rivers State took them to court, they won. They only allowed that judgment to last for barely 48 to 72 hours. And the federal government rushed in quick, with a very fast move, to the appeal court to get a judgment asking Rivers State and every other party to stay action. If there is no benefit, federal government would not have done that. And remember again, the federal government, whether you like it or not, they hold sway in terms of all the courts in our country. It was just this week that we heard that I think the head of our judicial system invited a few judges to Abuja to have a deliberation on judgment that is going on. The center is holding too much. Rivers State having hold of their VAT, Edo State having hold of their VAT, Lagos State having hold of their VAT. It's not in any way, my brother, a bad thing. They are all federating states and we should contribute to the center. But now people are beginning to be aware. I am just happy because these are leading us towards restructuring. If not allowed to happen, may eventually lead to breakdown of the country. I want to say that Rivers State should take the next step by going to court as well to question that state action that has been given by the appeal courts. And we need a country that is truly a country. We need to really be federating. I just hope this will be another litmus test towards the road to restructuring. That's my take, my brother.
This may be another litmus test and the road that might eventually lead to restructuring. What a final position there from the comrade pharmacists. Yes, like we always say, nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. Probably, maybe just probably, this VAT issue may eventually be our final roadmap that will lead to the restructuring of Nigeria. Yes, restructuring may not be the eventual solution, but some of us do believe that if the federating state in Nigeria start generating their own revenue and using it for themselves, this current laziness of the 36 states in Nigeria will stop. It must be said, and I want to say this in my rounding up of this discussion on this VAT matter, that what has caused laziness in politics, in economics, and in strategy in Nigeria that have made our politicians so lazy, they lack creativity, they have no innovation, is because they know that at the end of every month, they will go cap in hand like a beggar to Abuja to collect money from the Revenue Allocation Committee. Every state in Nigeria, the entire 36, they do that. So you don't need to think. If money is going to come, you don't need to think. And that is what has been our bane. Nobody is thinking. So, and that is the problem. So probably, like you have said, this may be the gunshots that will finally start the race to restructuring, either through the backyard or through the front door. So I close the case. I will now hand over to our comrade CNC, Comrade Lante Nekpen Obasogie, to take us up on the next issue we have on our agenda today.
Okay. Yes. It's just to make an announcement per se. I just equally remind the Edo people. But just to launch us into that, let me quickly play this this video. I hope it does play straight.
Edo Festival and Awards, London, on the 18th of September. Go get your tickets. Go! Get your tickets. Go! Get your tickets. Go!
Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, Illiteracy, aka Mr. Cobb. It's all about Edo Festival. You already know, go get your ticket. I'm your host, and you've heard everything from my witches.
Who be your witches?
Hey! Who be
your witches?
I'm not be witch again.
Who be your witches?
No, I just want to
Who be your witches?
Yes, Edo Festival and Awards is coming up, between the 16, 17, and 18, I think. We just want to, make this announcement to ask Edo people to support the team. But again, to equally salute Edo people all across the United Kingdom for coming out very strongly to support 24 Beats, for bringing the sons of the legend. They've been to so many places. They were in Birmingham. It was massive. They were in Glasgow. They were in London. I think they were in Manchester yesterday, en route Leeds, and all of that. It's been massive. The kind of support that 24 Beat has gotten, this period, it's excellent, to be honest. And the spirit with which Edo people came out to support 24 Beat, for us, it's honestly beautiful. And I just want to hope and believe that, for not just in the UK, that we can always come out like that to support our own. And after 24 Beats, Edo Festival is immediately going to follow. This is a cultural event by JJ Barry in London. It promises to be big. And we want to hope and believe that Edo people too. I'm actually craving for the support of Edo people for that show, so that at the end of the day, Nedoa Manusiluama would be, the standing axiom that we are all following. I'm going to be in London myself. The both have had my support, and I'm supporting them all the way. Pharmacist Remiran, Edo Festival Awards is coming up. We've had the Song of the Legends. They've been everywhere. What is your take? We've never had it so good as a community in the diaspora.
Wow, I'm just so excited. If there's any word I want to say, I am semi-astonished. I'm flabbergasted. I'm in the state of Akamika. Every good thing is just happening, especially for Edo State in the diaspora. August was the 30th anniversary celebration. You saw it. It was, now we are in September, it's continuing. As we were playing that advertisement for the Edo Carnival, I just remember this wonderful movie that hit the airwaves when I was growing up, talking of the Pot of Life, where they were saying, chop your coconut, I chop your coconut, I chop your coconut. That gave a very, just, with the witches and how they did that. It's so beautiful, Pot of Life. I just remember how the witches were shouting, come to me, I am rich, and it was so sweet. So that advert is so unique. I want to enjoy Edo people wherever you are, especially in the United Kingdom, as we celebrate the Edo Carnival. Let us be part of it. Edo State has been known for history. We always lead the way, and we are made for great signs and wonder, like the late Pastor Benson Idahosa would always say. About 24 Beats, that is unique. I'm so sorry I missed the one in London, but I followed them with rapt attention, seeing the sons and daughters of our great musicians coming to display and do the work of their dad. And I must commend every Edolite in diaspora friends of Edo, wives of Edo, boyfriends and girlfriends of Edo who came out in their drove to support 24-bit. 24-bit, thank you so much for pushing this on. Thank you so much for doing this great work. God bless you. God bless all Edolites. I am in total awe of happiness.
Thank you very much. Dr. Agbons, what do you have to say, my brother?
No, it's always very difficult to be the top speaker after great men like you and Lamte and Austin. You have said everything, so I don't even know what to say now. For our brother, JJ Barry, and I need to also say this because so that people will know, our viewers who are watching all over the world. This Edo Festival, is actually called Edo Festival. That's the signature. This program has been on since 2009. So it's not be today something though. Yeah. So it's been done year in, year out. Because I'm saying this because our people, many of us, we know they think beyond the election and politicians again. Let's stop this. There is more to life than politics and politicians and all this stuff. So this Edo Festival now that is going to happen this week, 17th to 19th September, has been going on for over 10 years. It's even more than 10 years. 2009 is more than 10 years. Austin, you know you are very good with our mathematics. Help me. You know,
yes, it's more than.
It's more than 10 years. So it's been going on. It's an annual event, although COVID did not allow us to do it last year. So please, Edo people, let's come out and celebrate. That we are even alive is enough for us to celebrate. So let's support our brother JJ Barry and his team. There's going to be award. People are going to be honored for what they are doing for our community and all that. On this program as they come. And then for 24-bit, what can I say? Okpia, according to Austin Remira, Okpia, Ekpen.
Actually, it should not be called Okpioba 24-bit.
Okpioba 24-bit. How are you Catholic down? Look at the UK tour from Glasgow to Leeds to Wolverhampton to Birmingham to London, Manchester, and he brought people. And I just watch social media. A lot of our people, they don't share this thing. Thanks to those who have been sharing it on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let's talk about good things happening. He brought our Edo sons and daughters. They are the legends. He brought their sons and daughters. Osaro Nomayo's son, Talent of Benin's son, Princess Alile, the daughter of our great actor Shegun Alile. He brought them. The younger son of Akaba, not even influence. He brought the second one. Yeah. I didn't even know that Akaba Man, the second son, I didn't even know. And these are talented musicians. Bayo Ade, the son. Amebo, then go Taya. You know, so they're just reliving this and they bring it, you know, the 24-bit.
I think while we are thanking 24-bit, we need to really, really thank Edo people. You know, for
yes,
for
I'm talking. And
it looks like we are being to come out.
Lante, I could not even get tickets for the show in London. I couldn't get ticket because I was even trying to use my connections and all that for where ticket in Masamobo.
It was massive,
so
man.
If I even called 24-bit, I said, my brother sold out. And you know, in the UK, you can't have more than a certain crowd in the hall. You know, it's a real health and safety issue. It's something here. So
even the people outside were almost more than those inside.
Yeah, all the events from Glasgow to Birmingham to Wolverhampton to Leeds they were all sold out. Even for Manchester own 24-bit had to change the hall 3 times because whenever you had the ticket, if you had too much great
one.
The unity, the Edo to the world, the unity that you have shown, it shows that Maragele Kugbe Akugbo Etin unity is strength. It is division that brings a fall. 24-bit Oteme Osas Uwese And 24-bit, I must also say this. This is not about politics. He has been on this journey. 24-bit has been doing this for more than 10 years.
Absolutely.
It's even more than. I'm just trying to be conservative with time here. So it's been there. Some of these things, but it's just that some people now, it's not that they are coming to social media, now they are knowing. But if you go to YouTube, go and see. 24-bit has been on this journey for years. He's a visionary, supported by his able wife, Ikwonike, Mudiayoyeke Gbanagan. So you need to see the two of them. I just enjoy watching their videos on YouTube. Sometimes the wife will speak Benin, she will go to British accent, 24-bit, gentleman, and the stars, and the Boye and others, they came from Benin. No, this is export. And I must tell you, these are some of the ways that you project positive image. I'm very sorry, I do a lot of marketing. It is the way you package your brand that people will see it.
Absolutely.
Cristiano Ronaldo, when he joined Manchester United, now, his jersey alone, just a brand, sorry, I'm digressing, over 187 million pounds they sold. It's a world record.
Yes.
United have got
within 12 hours.
Within 12 hours. So it's a brand. So the Edo brand is gaining drive, it's gaining traction.
Yeah, to be honest, Dr. Agbons, we can look at this from different angles. You know, I am one of the founding members of the Edo State Artists, Association. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am the first executive secretary of the association that has brought the Edo State artists together, for which, the boy is a member, the boy is here right now. You know, I must give kudos to 24-bit, because today, every actor, or whether a musician, every artist in Edo State who is doing well is looking forward to a when he or she can actually export his or her talent beyond the shores of Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying now? And it's easy. The guys now, these guys have been bringing, talking of 24-bit, JJ Barry, they've been bringing these guys, expose them here, do a few things, go back home, they come back. Somebody like Sandra has been here a number of times and all of that. Look at this girl, touring, what's her name again? Esther, and all of that. Now, I think this is good. For the ones, there's so many already queuing. Where look, I've done well enough to equally expose, take my talent beyond. And at the end of the day, it is all beneficial to everybody. To the person, the promoter who is bringing them, to the artists themselves, to you have released a lot of remember we lead us into that, a lot of chemical in the body that will make you live a day or two longer for the enjoyment. So when you look at it, it's I'm just so happy because the door is open and it's now opening even wider. And I think I would call that, for those who can equally go ahead, go to the home front and invest even into in the entertainment, man, it's purely beneficial. Whomever where I want to here. You reach out to these other guys. 24
Can I just add something very briefly, my brother?
Yes.
You see what 24-bit is doing is, and you have mentioned it, exposing and exporting this our artists is what the Yorubas are very good at doing. That is why you see a Yoruba musician or was asking who now Otis Ikpia the whole world. So, and this is exactly what people like 24-bit, JJ Barry, even one other media, I'm trying to remember one other guy, he has been doing it. A lot of our films and movies, they were being premiered here. I think it's Omede or something. I can't remember the name of his media outfit. So these are the kind of things we want to, and you can see that Edo people openly supported these our stars that came. I said I could not even get a ticket.
Oh yeah, I know. Kudos, man. Kudos. Irena, just round off this matter, so I will move to the next matter. Go ahead, Sam.
Thank you so much. We'll be talking more about Edo people, how we are celebrating each other, I just want to say that on the Comrade Show, we brought a lot of people here, and the Edo people has also responded. So I'll pass the baton to Dr. Tony Agbons to quickly take us through that one.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I want to, thank viewers of the Comrade Show. In the last 1 month, we brought a young man here, a football coach, Mr. Douglas Idaosa, who is the convener of the Benin Youth League. He was here. And then we also had judo minister, David Jesu Obasogie, who single-handedly, using his network, building a judo and combat sports center in Benin City. He was here on this show. I think viewers of this program have been supporting these people. More people are pledging. Donations are still coming in. So I think we want to just hear some feedback about that issue and some appreciation that have been coming from that end. Because the Benin Youth League, for instance, is made up of youth clubs in Benin City who are playing a league, a round-robin league, which started about 4 weeks ago. So we are going to be updating you, our viewers, on what is happening with the Benin City Youth League. So many teams. It's an under-20 football league, but players who are 16, 17, 18 and are good and strong enough, they are all taking part in the league. There are also plans for us to have both under 13 and under 15 championships. And these are some of the things that we, sitting here, we enjoyed when we were growing up. There were a lot of activities that we were actually involved in, so that our youth can be getting themselves engaged in productive activities. Because, like they say, it's always better to catch them young. So if we have those visuals, if we can get them, so that we can hear the thank you that came from the recipient.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agbons. Just to give add to your update. The last time we brought these guys here, we had the football coach, the man who's organizing the Benin Youth League. That's talking of Mr. Douglas Idaosa. We equally had the David Osagie Foundation, the director. That's talking of David Jesu Obasogie. And as a follow-up to that, we received some donations from the public through the Comrade Show account, which have been paid back, have been given to these guys. Well, this one wants to be anonymous. One doctor, donated 100,000 naira. Anthony Ajibola donated, 50,000 naira, and asked that 25,000 should be given to each of them. While David Obaze donated, 50,000 naira for the football league, but the 100,000 naira was for the judo fund. 100,000 naira was for the football league, right? And the 50,000 was for the judo foundation.
Yeah.
And the money was, transferred to them accordingly. But this is what David Osagie said in response when he received, the money.
I want to thank the Comrade Show for securing a donation of 75,000 naira for the David Osagie Judo and Sports Foundation. Guys, I'm very grateful. To the wonderful donors, I am grateful. They say no nation on earth can make any reasonable progress without tapping the full potential of her people. The government can do it all for us. If Nigeria is going to rise again, we have to play our part. If Edo is going to rise again, we have to play our part. And I have made up my mind to focus on the side of sports. If Edo cannot go to the world, we'll bring the world to Edo. To those that have made pledges, I'm grateful. To those that have donated, I'm very grateful.
So that's David Osagie, the Jesu Obasogie, who is actually, building that massive edifice right there. We equally got a message from Mr. Douglas Idahosa, and he had this to say.
Thank you, everybody. My name remains Douglas Idahosa. I'm the chairman of Youth Club, Benin City Youth Club Owners Association, the organizer of Benin City Youth League. I just received a lot of 125,000 naira from Comrade Show viewers. You people are too much. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate you all. I have received the money and I'm so excited, as you can see. I don't even know the words to use right now than to say thank you to everybody who donated towards the development of the Benin City Youth League. I'm very happy for joining me to catch them young, so to keep the youth from the streets. So I promise to use the money for the purpose that is meant for, and will do my best to make sure, yes, this tournament became a success. So I want to use this opportunity to also thank the owners of Comrade Show. I really appreciate you guys for the support. So thank you very much. In short, words are not enough for me to thank you. I really appreciate my good people of Edo State all over the world. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. See, I'm so excited, and I believe my executive and all my members, the youth of Edo State, all will be happy to hear this good news. I say once more, thank you for everybody who make this possible. Thank you very much.
Anyhow, I just want to, that's the report. But I want to quickly say that, beyond this, just last week here, I want to express gratitude to Sister Patience Irabo from America. She donated 50,000, 25,000 to each of them. Okay, the judo man and the sports football man, and they are not aware of that yet, but they will be getting that hopefully in the coming days. We'll transfer the money to them and all of that. So, look, I think the whole idea is to continue to thank our people, people who are pledging to support grassroots development. Do people are committing themselves to this development, and do people are pledging donations and doing every other thing. And again, one of our sisters, Felicia, is it Felicia? Felicia, yes. Felicia too has made a pledge. Felicia Boegbe, I think, right?
Yes, yeah.
She pledged to donate 10 football, and all of that. I want to thank all these gestures, because if you look at what this guy is doing, these guys are doing, again, particularly the football youth developer, talking of Douglas Idahosa, you will be amazed. Every week now, we say we are going to be giving reports of the development of the youth football. Let me pass on to Agbons to give us updates on what the youth football, Benin City youth football is like right now. Dr. Agbons,
yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, comrade. I'm going to report this one now like a sports reporter for ITV Benin or EBS Benin City. Yes, the Benin City Youth League started 4 weeks ago, and the league is in week 4. And at the moment, we have at the top of the table, if we can get that visual, so that, yes, St. Andrews Football Club. Like I said, this is an under-20 championship, round robin. Every team is going to play 22 matches. So this is the league table at the moment. So week 5 will be played this week. So this is the league table. So it's really, really hotting up. Hopefully, one of these days we are going to bring you a live coverage of maybe when the matches really start getting hot. Maybe the 2 of the top teams, or we just pick anyone at random. We're going to bring a live coverage to our audience, or if not live, maybe some ESZIP for you to see. So you can imagine we have about 12 teams here, and we understand that there are even more teams together, and a lot of our young people are taking part in this championship. There are a lot of those sons. Some of them don't really want their name mentioned, that have started supporting this league, and they've told us they don't want us mentioning their name yet. We will at some point. So kudos to the Benin City Youth League, the organizers, Mr. Douglas Idahosa, Owese, God will bless you. So that's just the update. Next week we'll update again.
Yes, I will quickly add that, we are very proud of what Douglas is doing and the entire team of the Benin City Youth League. They are discovering, talent, bringing sports back to the center stage in Edo State. Every week, by the grace of God, we are going to be giving report of development of this. For last week, okay, this is I want to show you a table right now of, the team of the week, okay? So the people you see here right now, they are the people who made the team of the week. The coach of the week was Coach Nathaniel Guy. The keeper of the week was Jeffrey. The defense line was the people who made the team of the week for the defense line was Esosa Ugbo, Ekato Maxwell, Chia Ifeanyi, and Eibo Osahusi. From the midfield, we have 3 midfielders who made the team of the week. Ozogo Joseph, Stephen Osaze, and Jeremiah. And of course, on the attacking line, we have 3 other players who made it. Daniel Young and Trust Oyebuke. So these are the people who made the team of the week. By the grace of God, next week we will announce those who will be making the team of the week. But the table stands like this, just like Agbons has announced earlier. After 4 matches, St. Andrews is leading the table, having won 3 matches and lost just 1. Of course, Raleigh FC is second on the table, having played 4 matches, won 2, and drawn 1 and lost 1. But right beneath the table is Yak FC. They played 4 matches and they have drawn 1 and lost 3. So this is how the table looks right now. Next week, hopefully, it's going to change because the results are coming and we'll keep on announcing. So we're going to be having a session for sports report for this Benin City Youth League. Over to you, Agbons.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to be having weekly report of this youth league so that we can all know what is happening. Thank you very much, my brother Victor Agbons. I will be sending you the account of the Comrade Show as soon as possible today. He's pledging the sum of 20,000. Yeah. So,
thank you very much, sir. Please, yeah. I quickly just add, please, if you want to support this development, please, just let us know, or you can go to the Comrade Show. Our account is displayed there. The reason why we have our accounts displayed there is because we have a number of these courses that are taking place for Edo development. Anybody wants to support 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, just pay the money, write the course you are supporting. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, the money is going to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, we'll come here and announce as well. So I want to thank Agbons Victor for that donation. Thank you so very much. It will get to source. Thank you so very much. Over to you, Dr. Agbons.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I think that is it for me as far as the Benin City Youth League is concerned, and the appreciation that came from the judo minister who is building a judo and combat sports center in Benin City. That's it from my end here.
Yes. Iramira, do you have something to add to the matter?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all those that have supported us, especially in this sports one. I am really thrilled with what you just introduced just now. That weekly announcement of those that made the team. I just want to say that when they send it to us, we need to have their first and last name, and we read it with all greatness, because you never know, these boys may be the future Ronaldos of tomorrow. And reading their names to the glare and listing of everybody may just be another source of encouragement. So I think I like that.
Thank you very much, my brother. Agbons, let's hear another thing. If there's none,
I think we are done and dusted. I just want to thank our brother Iremiran for his solid moderation today.
Thank you very much. Edo people and Nigerians across the world, and of course, with special permission from my team, I must do this. Although it was not planned as part of this, I am doing this because early this morning, a supporter of the Comrade Show called me very early hours of this morning, and she said a number of things, and she was near tears, and that she's getting the person, I don't know from where. She was asking me, are you still supporting the governor of Edo State and all of that? And I was asking you, what is happening? You understand what I'm saying? And she was calling all the way from America and all that. And she said a lot of things. Well, for the sake of this woman, I don't know how many people who believe us, who trust us, who are actually out there, I don't know whatever is, is going out there. Let me make this clear, and I'm saying it to the camera. I do not think that there's any stronger base of support for the governor of Edo State than the Comrade Show. There is none. I'm saying it if there is, let the proof come out. Okay? But I want everybody to understand that we, from the Comrade Show, we are very strong friends with the governor and the government of Edo State. We put a lot on the line to support the governor of Edo State to become governor this second term. If the situation repeats itself again, we will do the same because of everybody on the field. We believe strongly that Governor Obasogie is still the best choice to lead Edo State to El Dorado. The governor has made many promises and all of that. It is equally our responsibility on the Comrade Show, as we are evaluating and looking at the time, to say, man, we want this and this and that and that. Okay? Now, the fact that sometimes we come out, okay, and say, oh, we want government to do this. We will always be asking. We are like Oliver Twist, always asking. Okay? But again, that must not send any kind of, mischievous signals to anybody. Okay? Even if the government of Edo State today build skyscrapers everywhere, we will still keep on demanding for more because I were full. But to assure, that sister, I don't want to mention her name because I didn't take her permission, and probably several others who probably in her shoes. To assure all of you, the government of Edo State on very many fronts is doing a lot. There's no doubt about it. We are aware. If we come out publicly, it doesn't mean that we are not in communication with government. A lot is happening on many different fronts that we are aware. Okay? Like I said earlier, we want more. And we'll still keep on asking for more to be done. And I want to sound it very clear that our relationship with the government of Edo State is not a relationship of docility. It's a relationship of partnering with the government to develop Edo State, to make Edo State a better place for all of us. And that is why you see us. We have our initiatives of supporting government and the people of Edo State to make Edo move forward, supporting people who are doing things to make Edo move forward, holding government to account to make Edo move forward. So that when all of these things are joined together, Edo will truly move forward. So let nobody miss the line or be in any form of this thing. The Comrade Show remains the firmest, the strongest ally of the government of Edo State. And we enjoy that position to continue to hold the government responsible to advancing the interest of Edo State. And we keep reminding government and all of that. So let nobody receive any wrong signals from anywhere. This is Comrade Show talking, and this is where the situation is. So let everybody be calm. We are with the government of Edo State. We are with the governor of Edo State to make Edo State a better place, to realize the mega agenda of the governor of Edo State. We will stand always on the path of truth, and that is how it will be. On that note, I want to bring on my brother Austin Iremiran to, of course, say a goodbye for this edition. Austin, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Comrade Obasogie. You know, I always like to make us laugh, even though we are serious. The Comrade Show is like barrack. Soldier go, soldier come, barrack remain. My people, I greet you now. I thank you so much for joining us today. For those who made comments, we are grateful. Stay well, have a very good week, and I wish you all the best. God bless you now. Well.
Over to you, Dr. Agbons.
Yeah, thank you, my brother, Comrade Nekpen Obasogie. Thank you, Comrade Pharmacist Austin Agboje Remiran, and all our viewers, those who have been commenting on our YouTube handle and Facebook. Thank you for all your contribution. All of you, both the nay and the hey sayers, we appreciate you all. God willing, I wish every one of us a super blessed week. Enjoy your new week.
So, Edo people from across the world, it is the end of this edition, and we see you when you see you. My name is still Comrade Nekpen Obasogie, and it's been the Comrade and Friends. Bye for now.
Comrade Show, Comrade Nekpen Obasogie, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.